are getting together to start our services. We try to acknowledge and to recognize the need of silence in order to connect with prayer. You might think that the conversation that you're having beside doesn't have an impact over the conversation that we are trying to create together, but it does. Boker Tov, Boker Tov.
Boker Or.
We are about to start our service, and after offering gratitude for being capable to recognize the fact that we are awake, and we heard that you are awake, absolutely, and you heard that we are awake. So after that thanksgiving and that recognition, I'd like to invite you to use this device during the service. So if you have a cell phone, please turn it off, put it on the side, and let yourself daven, let yourself pray, let yourself connect with your own soul during these 2 hours. I'm lying, there are 3, but my wife told me that you need to shorten times when you talk to the kids, so I don't know if she's here yet. 2 hours. And we start, every time that we walk into the synagogue, we start recognizing our places, our houses, as a sacred space. We say, Ma tovu alecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Israel, how wonderful are your tents of Jacob, how wonderful are your houses, Israel. We are on page 70 from Ma tovu. after recognizing this space that we create together, we recognize our own space, our personal space. We daven the blessing for the well-functioning of our bodies on page 71. Let's read together in English. Are you there? You got there? Now you are opening your Machzorim right now. Now you're going to read. So we are waiting to wait for you. You got it, right? So blessed are you, Adonai, our God. Not be able to praise your miracles. Were you not within us? Blessed are you, Adonai. ברוך אתה אדוני רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. On page 72, the blessing for our souls. אלוהי נשמה. אתה בראת, אתה יצרת, אתה נפחת בי, ואתה משמרה בקרבי. כל הזמן שנשמה וקרבי, מודה אני לפניך, אדוני אלוהי, ואלוהי אבותיי ואמותיי, ריבון כל המעשים, אדון כל הנשמות. ברוך אתה אדוני, המחזיר נשמות לבגרים מתים. Between pages 74 and 75, you can find the daily miracles. And you can go along with the words of our tradition, but I also invite you to think about the things that make your own routine possible. Try to think about those things that are essential for you. The daily miracles on page 74.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives the bird of dawn discernment to tell day from night.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me a Jew.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me free.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me in your image.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who clothes the naked. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, זוקף כפופים. Amen. Baruch for the verses of praise, for the Psukei de Simbra, in which we try to do the hard work of elevating our souls, is on page 76. Baruch She'amar. Baruch Atah Adonai Melech Meulal Batish Bachot. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, praised in song. The Psukei de Simbra in this morning of Rosh Hashanah start on page 80 with Ashrei. We're going to sing maybe a new melody for some of you. We're going to sing it a few times, so you'll get it. It's just 2 sentences. Ashrei Yoshbei Veitecha Od Yalelucha Sela. Happy are those who dwell in your house. On page 80. Hallelujah. Page 82. נשמע כל חי, תתברך את שמך, אדוני אלוהינו, ולמלך המלך. Page 82. You can follow the words in English of Ilufino. And if you like to sing with Gabi, you can find Ilufino entire version of page 363. Ilufino, Aleshira Kayas, Ushoneinu Rina, Yamon Gadav, Besiftoteinu Sheach, Kemerchavei Radia, Ve'einenu Meirot, Hashemesh, Ve'yadeinu קיים.
ושומענו רינה כמון גלה. בשפתותינו שבח כמחבר התחייה. בעינינו תמידות השמש וחיי
יושב על כיסא רם ונישא. page 83, שוכנעד. שוכנעד מרום לקדוש שמו, וכתוב לנו צדיקים באדוני, לישרים נבט תהילה, בפי ישרים תתרומם, ובדברי צדיקים תתברך, ובלשון חסידים תתקדש, ובקרב קדושים תתהלל. ישתבח שמך לעד מלכנו, האל המלך הגדול והקדוש בשמיים ובארץ. ברוך אתה אדוני, אל מלך גדול בתשבחות, אל ההודעות אדון הנפלאות, הבוחר בשירי שמרה, מלך אל חיי העולמים. On page 86, חצי קדיש.
יתקדש שמי רבה, ואלמד יפרח חירותי, וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביום אחד, וחיי דרכו בית ישראל, בגלה בזמן קריב, ויאמרו
אמן.
יש מרבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולם בעלמיה, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה, שמר קודשה בריחו, לעילא ולעילא, בין כל ברכתה ושירתה,
ושמך אתה As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. And our blessings give us strength and make our vision clear. And our blessings give us peace and the courage to dare. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. On page 87, please rise for Baruch. You may be seated. Blessing for light. Same light that we were talking about yesterday night. I have an announcement, which has nothing to do with our prayer, but we are going to make a white Infinity, which I guess is a car, in acacia, blocking a driveway. That's bad. And the number, what's this? It's reserved. No, I was trying to understand the number. I was looking at this and said, well, this is the number of the car. No, okay, if you left your white Infinity blocking the driveway in acacia, please move it somewhere else. Thank you very much.
I won't look and we won't know who
Thank
it is.
you.
It's okay.
Thank you very much. After this, this moment, we are going to continue with our... I'm out of the off. Let's get back. So we are... Where are we now?
Okay.
Wait a second. You had these things in your life. You are going straight forward and you are doing something you know how to do, and then something happens and you have no idea. And this is what is happening right now. Let me look at this. We have lots of things here, you know. So basically we did the blessing after the Barjo for our eternal light. And so we are going to read more about that. We have a reader for that? No. What's going on? English reading, bottom, page 90, is me. Okay, I get it. We are here. That's it. So we are going to seal the blessing. We're going to find a different way to find cards. So, Or Hadash, Al Zion Tair, Benizke Kulanu Merale Oro, Baruch Ata Adonai, Yotzer Ameoraut. May you shine in your light upon Zion, and may we all soon be worthy of its radiance. Blessed you, Adonai, creator of light. We are on page 90 for Avarava.
כן תכוננו ורחם, רחם עלינו. ותן בליבנו להבין, להבינו להשכיל לשמוע, לשמור ולעשות, ולקיים את כל דברי תלמוד תורתך באהבה. Open our eyes, בהאר עינינו בתורתך, ולהבט ליבנו במצוותיך, וייחם לבבנו לאהבה ולנאה את דברך, ולא נבוש, ולא נתעלם, ולא ניכשל, לעולם מהר, כי בשם קודשך הגדול הנורא והתחתון, נגילה ונשמחה, נגילה ונשמחה בישועתך. יאירי, יאירי, Please join me in the bottom of page 91. Bring us in peace from the four corners of the earth and lead us upright to our home. For you are the God of redemptive power who has chosen us with all peoples. Draw us your great name in truth to praise name. Blessed are you, Adonai. I invite you to close your eyes, turn the page, and to take a deep breath while you become aware of your breath, of your neshima. You might become aware of your soul, your neshama. Take a deep breath and become one. Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך
ובשוך בך ובקומך, וכשתן להיות על ידיך, והיו לדות אבות בין עיניך, וכתבתם
על משושות ביתך ובשעריך.
With feeling and inspiration. Your earthly needs will be met at the right time, appropriate to the season. You will reap what you have planted for your delight and health. Also, your animals will have ample feed. All of you will eat and be content. Be careful, watch out. Don't let your cravings delude you. Don't become alienated. Don't let your cravings become your gods. Don't debase yourself to them, because the God sense within you will become distorted. Heaven will be shut to you. Grace will not descend. Earth will not yield her produce. Your rushing will destroy you, and earth will not be able to recover her good balance in which God's gifts manifest.
And God spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them that they should make tzitzit on the corners of their garments for all time. And they shall place on the tzitzit a little thread of blue. And these shall be for you as tzitzit, that you may look upon them, and you will remember all of the mitzvot of Adonai, and you shall do them, so that you will not go running after the cravings of your heart or the turnings of your eyes, which might take you into the places where you should not be.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים,
להיות לכם לאלוהים.
אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
אמת ביציב, ונכון בקיים, בישר ונאמן, באהוב וחביב ונחמד, ונעים ונורא ואדיר, במתוקם ומקבל, וטוב ויפה, דבר עשה עלינו לעולם בהד. We're on page 98 for מי כמוך, the blessing for redemption.
לשמך שפתיים, יחד כולם הודו וימלכו ואמרו,
אדוני ימלוך לעולם בהד. צור ישראל קומה ושרת ישראל, ופדה כנומך יהודה בישראל גואלנו, אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל, ברוך אתה אדוני Gaal Israel. And just before we get into Tfilat Amidah, I'd like to invite you to turn your Sidur, your Machzor. Such a festive occasion, it feels like Shabbat. Rosh Hashanah is the Shabbat HaShabbotanim, according to the Talmud. The most important Shabbat of the entire year, although it's Thursday. That's why it's confusing sometimes. I invite you to turn to page 361. And while we are getting ready for Tfilat Amidah, to think about what you need to ask for, what you want to find in this beginning of 5778. Tfilat Amidah is the time for our personal prayers. It's the time in which you stand in front of your God, your source of value, and you can open your mouth and your heart and connect with what you really need. So may we become, each of us, sanctuaries. Oh God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, triumph with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Behasuli migdash ושכנתי בתוכן ואנחנו נברכך מעתה והאדוני ועשו לי מקדש ושכנתי בתוכן ואנחנו נברכך מעתה ועד עולם. Please rise. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה.
Amen.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד אתה.
מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומטיל אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך על גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך מימית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. מי כמוך אהב הרחמים,
זוכר יצוריו לחיים
ברחמים.
ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים.
אמן. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישינו כשמי מלון, הכתוב על יד נביאך, וקדש זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, אלוהים
And so, and so may fear and concern be instilled in all living beings, deep concern for all created. All creation should be in all of life humble before you. May all of creation form a single bond to do your will. We know that you alone rule, that your strength is justice, and your awesome being transcends all which you have created. And so may honor be granted to your people, praise to those who feel awe, and hope to those who seek you, and voice sincere yearnings. May there be joy throughout the land, and joyfulness for the inhabitants of your city. May the light of joy and justice shine forth in our lifetime. And so, when such a day arrives, those who strive for justice will be first to rejoice. The upright will be glad. The faithful will sing with joy. Injustice will close its mouth. Evil will vanish like smoke. Falsehoods will depart from the earth.
ותמנוח את אדוני לבדיך, כל מעשיך, בהר ציון משכן כבודיך, ובירושלים עיר קודשך, ככתוב בדברי קודשך, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון דור ודור, הללויה.
Page 108. אתה בחרתנו עם כל העמים, אהבת אותנו ורצית בנו, ורוממתנו עם כל הלשונות, וקידשתנו במצוותיך, וקרבתנו מלכנו לעבודתך. בשמך הגדול והקדוש עלינו קראת, ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה את יום הזיכרון הזה, יום תרועה, מקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. אלוהינו ולאלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, יעלה ויבוא, ויגבה וירצה וישמע, ויפקוד ויסחר, זיכרוננו ופיקדוננו. וזיכרון אבותינו ואמותינו, וזיכרון משיח בן דוד עבדך, וזיכרון ירושלים עיר קודשך, וזיכרון כל עמך בית ישראל לפניך, לפליטה ולטובה, לחן ולחסד ולרחמים, לחיים ולשלום, ביום הזיכרון We continue with the silent reading over page 110 till the top of page 111. טהר ליבנו לעובדך, לעובדך.
אלוהים אמת, ודבריך אמת, וקיים לעד, ברוך אתה, אדוני, מלך על כל הארץ, מקדש ישראל, ביום הזיכרון. We continue with the silent reading between page 111 to the bottom of page 113. In the book of life, blessing, peace, and making a good living, may we be remembered and written before you, us, and all of your people in your many communities, for a good life and for peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, maker of peace.
now start letting you sit, because now we start a part of the service in which we sit, stand, sit, stand. I know it's good for squats, but I think that a couple of seconds will be good for you to sit. We are moving into the Avinu Malkeinu. I wanted to be aware of something about Avinu Malkeinu. Take a look on page 118. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu ve'anenu, ki ein banu ma'asim. What does it mean? Avinu Malkeinu, that you know, right? Our Father, our King, it can be Imotenu, our Queen, our Mother, our Queen. The name, whatever name works for you. But then says, Chanenu ve'anenu, which means? Be gracious and what did you say?
And answer us.
That's pretty right.
I mean, it's what it says right here.
I know. But then, have you asked yourself ever, what is the idea of Kiem Banu Masim? Forgive me, even if I'm not worthy of that forgiveness. Give us grace. Grace is a level of pardon that requires greatness. It's the pardon, it's the forgiveness without reason. We ask God to forgive us. But friends, that's not about the God sitting on heaven. That's the God deep within. This is about us. We ask God for grace because we want to behave with grace. We want to be forgiven. We want to open our hearts even when we have no good reasons to do that. We ask those that loved us and also those that don't know us to behave with us with grace. We ask during the high holidays for grace from God and from ourselves. Now please rise for Avinu Malkeinu. So we are going to do 3 on page 116, and then we are going to turn our Machzorim to page 118.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned before you.
Avinu Malkeinu, chatanu lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, ein lanu melech elata.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have no ruler but you.
Avinu Malkeinu, chadesh aleinu shana tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew us for a good year. On page 119.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu.
Our voice.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, Chamol aleinu, ve'ol aleinu, ve'tapeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chale dever, ve'cherev ve'rav, me'aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chale kotzah, u'mastin me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Hodvenu besefer Chaim tovim. Avinu Malkeinu,
seated and to separate between the end of this part of the service and the beginning of the Torah service, please turn your Machzor to page 121 for Kaddish Shalem.
יגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
ועמד יברח ירתה וימליך מלכותה. וחייכון וביומכון
וידע לכל בית ישראל.
ועלה בזמן קריב והימרו.
אמן.
יהי
שמרה ומבורך לעולם ולעול ועלמיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי דקודשה.
בריחו.
לעילא ולעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמרן בעלמה והימרו.
אמן. יתקבל צלות תהום באותון לכל בית ישראל קדם בבואן די בשמיא ואמרו.
יהי שלום רבה מן שמיא וחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל והימרו.
אמן.
עושה שלום
ממרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו. Amen. Please rise for the beginning of our Torah service on page 123.
אין כמוך ואלוהים אדוני ואין כמעשיך מלכותך מלכות כל העמים
וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוש לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. ויהי מנשוא אהרון ויאמר משה קומה אדוני ויפוצו אויביך וינוסו משנאיך מפניך כי מציון תצא תורה. כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני בירושלים. אלוהים מציון תצא תורה. חסמת תורות. כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני בירושלים. Once again. כי מציון תצא תורה. כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני בירושלים. יאי די 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 יאי די 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 ברוך שנתן תורה תורה. ברוך שנתן תורה תורה לעמו ישראל.
God of mercy and grace, patient, loving, and faithful, who extends love to the thousand generations, forgiving transgression, rebellion, and sin, and granting pardon.
Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum v'Chanun, Erech Apayim v'Rav Chesed v'Emet, Notzer Chesed la'alafim, Nosei avon b'fesha, v'chata v'nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum v'Chanun, Erech Apayim v'Rav Chesed v'Emet, Notzer Chesed la'alafim, Nosei avon b'fesha, v'chata v'nakeh. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlul Adonai iti, uneromema Shemo yachdav. Lecha Adonai הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד. ככל בשמיים שרלם בארץ, ככל בשמיים ובארץ. לך אדוני הממלכה והמנצח וכל לראות. היי 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 היי. שנה טובה, שנה טובה, זה סוסליק. שנה טובה, שנה טובה. ככל בשמיים, שנה טובה, שנה טובה. All the way from Newport Beach. שנה טובה, חסך. You have it all again? You can wish me totally. שנה טובה, שנה טובה. My mic is open.
Now this is a clue to start talking. As much as you can. You may be seated and not just seated. Erika, can you hear me, right? Okay. I just want to make sure that the microphone is working. So I have a Howard. We just like talking, eh? You know, you get 2 minutes and it's done. It's nice that you talk. And we put, I don't know if you noticed, we decided to make a tent. So we have a tent outside. And so, not for now. Now you stay in services. But during Yom Kippur, if you need to take a bench or your little children need to play a little bit and they need to run around, they can do that. You can do that inside a little bit, but also outside there is a place for you to sit, to rest. We are going to start our Torah service, and I am retiring, and I am leaving the bima to my friend, teacher, and colleague, Rabbi Art Levin. This is my maxo. Art, that was an invitation. And I don't know what he's going to say about the Torah reading and about the Haftarah. But I just want to tell you, before he speaks, we disagree. And he is wrong. So whatever he says, no, it's an honor and a pleasure. Thank you very much.
You have the right to be wrong. Chag Sameach. How long are you retiring for? I just want to know. Ha'aseret hayamim hanoraim, the 10 terrible days, have barely begun. But Rabbi Nico has already taught us their purpose. For those of you who attended his talk on Slichot, he said that they're about facing our mortality, about facing up to the fact that our time is limited and that none of us knows how much remains. And if that didn't hit home, I have an announcement for you. And it has everything to do with our prayer. A white infinity is parked in each of our driveways, and we can't move it. These days are about answering the question, Ayeka, where are you? That we only begin to truthfully answer this question when unatana tokef, when we give validation to these high holy days by, as Rabbi taught us last night, taking our souls for a checkup. Now, what does validate mean? I think it comes from the Latin word valid. I don't know what the Latin word for that is, but it means authentic and genuine. And I believe in Hebrew to validate is le'amet, using the root word for truth as a transitive verb. So when God asks us ayeka, it's time to tell the truth. And God is always asking us ayeka, but do we always answer truthfully? Let's take last night, for example. We opened the ark, we stood, we answered the question ayeka in part as follows. Hineni, may I be as Abraham, who answered you by going according to your word to do your will without stumbling. Hineni, may I be as Abraham, who lovingly answered you by climbing the mountain together with his son Isaac. Hineni, may I be as Abraham, who answered you on Mount Moriah and did not withhold his love from you. These references, of course, were to the Akedah, the binding of Isaac, which we're about to read. Did we speak the truth when we proclaimed those words? Do we truly wish to be as Abraham, to do God's will without stumbling, to make the ultimate sacrifice when commanded by God to do so, and not to withhold our love from God? I don't know about you. I'm not even sure about me. But I see a definite connection between Ayeka and Akedah. When we read the Akedah, let us contemplate the ways in which we bind up our souls in denial of our mortality, and more importantly, in denial of our morality. How we too often act, as Rabbi Nico discussed last night, from anger, hate, and fear. Let us reaffirm our commitment to truthfully answer God's question, Ayeka, with Hineni, I am here. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will. Okay, are you out of retirement? Huh? To cover. Okay. Yamdu, Benjamin ben Shimon Vesara, Simon ben Shuel, Vesara bat Avraham Vesara, Veilana bat Avraham Vesara, Yehuda ben Shmuel, Lalia Rishona, Bryce, Stan, and Sarah Budeski, Cindy and Fred Jacobson. Do we have a page number for, let's see, Torah service? Okay, so we are at page 132 in your Days of Awe. Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamrak Leolam Vaed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher batar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torto. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayhi achar hadvarim ha'eleh. V'ha Elohim nisa et Avraham. Vayomer elav Avraham. Vayomer hineini. Vayomer kachna et bincha et yechidcha asher avta et Yitzhak velech lecha el eretz hamoria. V'ha Elohu sham le'olah al echad haharim asher omar elecha. Vayishkem Avraham baboker vayakavosh et hamoro vayikach et shnei ne'arav ito ve'et Yitzhak beno vayavecha et se olah vayakom vayelech el hamakom asher amar lo ha Elohim.
Asher natan lanu Torah temet, v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yamdu, Rivka bat Liba, Pesach the Christian, Ve'osher ben David, Ve'eliana Ahava bat Avram, Tzvi v'Chana v'Leah bat Getzel ve'Esther Rachel ve'Moshe ben Aaron ve'Yafa Lalia Shnia, Rebecca Presgay, Kevin and Lauren Simon, Mike and Lauren Kokos. And we're right in the middle of the page 132 in the English where it says, on the third day, B'yom HaShlishi.
Baruch et Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Bayom hashlishi, vayisa Avraham et einav, vayad et hamakom merachok, vayomer Avraham el ne'arav, shavu lachem po im chachamor, va'ani v'hana'ar nilcha ad ko. V'nishtachave v'nashuva alechem, v'yikach Avraham et etzeh ha'olah, v'yisim al Yitzchak beno, v'yikach be'ado et ha'esh ve'et ha'ma'achelet, v'yolhu Shneihem yachdav.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Thank you.
Football game. Okay. Yamdu Yaakov ben Azriel v'Leah v'Azriel ben Benzion v'Shoshana v'Leah bat Moshe v'Leah v'Sdaleh ben Chaim v'Neshe v'Tzaidol Rivka bat Shmuel v'Leah v'Lalia Shlishit, Daniel, Lauren, and Jacob Klatzker, Stan, and Lila Pesner. We are at the top of page 133.
Baruch et Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomer Yitzchak el Avraham aviv, Vayomer aviv, Vayomer hineni v'ni, Vayomer hine ha'esh v'ha'etzim v'ayeh hashed le'olo. Vayomer Avraham Elohim yir elo haseh lo bani, va'elchu shanehem v'ha-yachda, va'avuo el hamakom asher amarlo ha-Elohim, Vayaven Sham Avraham et HaMizbeach Va'aroch et HaEtzim Va'ya'akod et Yitzchak Bini Beno Va'yasem Oto al Mizbeach Mima'al La'etzim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Told everybody. Good job.
good as I could do, but.
All right, okay. Yamdu Shalom Avraham ben Avraham v'Sara v'Ephraim ben Shlomo v'Miriam ben Moshe Lalia Revi'it, Daniel and Maritza Santin, Gary Gruber, Karen Guth. And we are almost near the bottom of where it says second Aliyah on 133. So Abraham picked up his hand. I don't see it in the English, actually. Picked up the knife. Okay.
Baruch hu Adonai habarach.
Baruch Adonai le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai habarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayishlach Avraham et yado vayikach et hama'alehet lishchot et bano vayikra Elav yada vayikach et I'm repeating that. Mala'ach Adonai min hama shamayim vayomer Avraham vayomer hineni vayomer al tishlach yadcha el ha'na'ar va'al ta'as lo me'uma ki ata yadati ki yarei Elohim ata velo hasachta et bincha et yidchech mimini.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam notah b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Beautiful.
Good job, buddy.
Yamdu Ariel ben Peretz v'Chana David ben Ariel v'Kamen Peretz ben Eliyahu v'Tzipiora Le'aliyah Chamishit Ariel, Sebastian, and Pedro Feldman. And we are at the top of 134.
He's around. At the bottom.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai Merach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayisa Avraham et einav, vayar vehine ayil, achar nechaz basvak bekarnav, vayelech Avraham, vayikach et ha'ayil, vayalehu leolah tachat beno, vayikra Avraham, Shem hamakum hahu Adonai yireh, Asher ye'amer hayam b'char Adonai yera'eh, vayikra malach Adonai el Avraham, she'enid min hashamayim, vayomer binishpati neum Adonai, ki ya'an asher asita et hadavar hazeh, velo hasachta et bincha et yehidecha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Sebastian's already here, so I'm going to say Ya'amod. There's only one other person coming. Ya'amod, David ben Ariel ve'Carmen. You can stay here. Sebastian, Oren, Yaakov, Ben, Michael, Miriam. Are you reading or are you?
I'm reading.
You're reading. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then just David ben Ariel ve'Carmen. Eric Van Walt. L'aliyat Achrona. We are in the middle of 134.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaBarach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Ba'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam Ba'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Amen. Ki varech avarechacha v'harba arbe et zaracha kechokvei hashamayim v'chahol asher al sfad hayam v'yirash zaracha et sha'ar oivav v'chit baruchu v'zaracha kol goy haaretz ekev asher shamata b'koli Vayashov Avraham el Narav, Vayakumu, Vayalchu Yachdav el Beershava, Vayeshev Avraham Beershava.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. I'd like to say a blessing for all those who are called to an aliyah. Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzhak v'Yaakov Tzara Rivcha Rachel v'Leyahu Yivarech et kol hakroim asher alu chayom likvod hamakom likvod haTorah v'likvod yom hazikaron hazeh HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yivarech otam et mishpachotetam v'yishlach bracha v'hatzlacha b'cham aseh yadechem im kol Yisrael aicham v'gam may God put you all in, describe you all for a good year in the book of life. V'nomar Amen. Okay, we'll also do at this time a Misha Barak for all of those who are ill. Oh, there you are. Please. Sorry.
Stay. So, if you have a name that you'd like to mention before we go into Misha Barak, while the Torah is open, remember people that are dealing with illness in their bodies, in their souls. Remember those that are dealing with addictions. And we bring their names to this room, to this space, and to our hearts. We believe that our loving presence and our energies have something to do with healing. So if you have a name that you'd like to share, please do so. Just bring them, bring. We want all of them in the space. So when I point, just say the names. I can't hear all of you, but you can hear yourself. So say the names. Just say the names. With all their names in our hearts and now in this space, we pray for healing. wish to all of them, we wish to all of you, רפואה שלמה מן השמיים, רפואה שלמה והחלמה מהירה, a complete and fast recovery. Rabbi Art? Now please rise for Agba and Glelila of the first Torah. בסוד התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. שושנה כאילן יעקב, שושנה כאילן יעקב, שושנה כאילן יעקב. תורה ציווה לנו משה. תורה, תורה, תורה. Our date between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. I don't know if we shall call you. I don't remember. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. Moshe, no, okay. Tora, 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 ציווה לנו משה. Tora, 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 ציווה לנו משה. You may be seated. You may be seated. I remember when I grew up, the honor of dressing up the Torah used to make me nervous. Because you know that everybody is standing until you are done. So you see, and you go on and on and on. So I'm not so good dressing things. You can ask my children. So I'm also pretty bad in putting sun cream. Like the sunscreen. Yeah, like, even know what is the name of that. Now my children see me with the thing coming, and they start to move backwards. I have your shoes here. Mommy's there. She told me that she's going to help you. So it's a tough job, and sometimes take a couple of minutes.
So since I quoted you, Rabbi, do you want to retract your disagreement with me?
No, actually, I liked your sermon today.
Okay, so Haftarah, which is on page 147. Thank you, 147. So I'm going to do, Rabbi gave me 2 minutes. I'm going to do something a little differently. I'm going to just spend 30 seconds, and then we're going to read the Haftarah, and then I'm going to do my other 90 seconds because it'll make more sense to you. The 90 seconds will make more sense to you after having done the Haftarah. So my question, where was the Ark of the Covenant during the period of the Judges, between the time Joshua and the Israelites entered Canaan, and several hundred years later, David brought it to Jerusalem? For part of that time, it was in Shiloh, and for part of that time, Eli was the high priest. And our reading for today is an encounter between the high priest and Hannah. Who was she? She was the mother of the prophet Samuel. So as we read this, I would like to invite you to think about lessons that our rabbis may have selected from this reading that they felt were appropriate for the high holidays, and then we'll talk about them briefly after we're done. So we have our Haftarah readers.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher bahar binvim tovim v'ratzav divrehem hanemarim bemet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah uv'Moshe avdo uv'Yisrael amo uv'inviei ha'emet v'tzedek.
Vahi shechad min haramasayim sofim mehar Ephraim ushmo Elkanah ben Yerocham ben Elihu ben Saichu ben Sufeferasi velo shtei nafshim shem achas chana v'shem hashenis panina vahi lifnina yeladim uchana ein yeladim ve'ala האיש ההוא מאירו מימים ימימה להשתחוות ולזבוח לאדוני צבאות בשילה ושם שני בני עלי חופני ופנחס כהנים לאדוני ויהי היום ויזבח אלקנה ונשן לפנינה אשתו וחובנה ויבנויסה המנוס וחנה ייתן מנה אחס אפיים כי אסחנה אהב ואדוני סגר רחמה.
וכי עשת שרתה גם כעס בעבור הרימה כי סגר אדוני בעד רחמה וכן יעשה שנה ושנה מדי עלותה בבית אדוני כן תכיסנה ותבכה ולא תאכל ויאמר לך אלקנה אישה הנה למה תבכי ולמה לא תאכלי ולמה ירע לבבך הלה אנוכי טוב לך מעשרה בנים.
ותקם חנך אחרי אוכלו ושילה ואחרי שתו ואלי הכהן יושב על הכיסא על מזוזת היכל אדוני והיא מרת נפש ותתפלל על אדוני ובכל תבכה ותדור נדר ותאמר אדוני צבאות אמרות תראה בעני מעתך וזכרתני לעוד תשקט אמתך ונתת לאמתך זרע הנצים ונתתים לאדוני כל ימי חייו ומורא לא יעלה על ראשו והיה כי הרבתה להתפלל לפני אדוני והלי שומר את פיה.
וחנה היא מדברת על ליבה רק שפתיה נאות וקולה לא ישמע ויחשבך אלי לשיכורה ויאמר אליך אלי עד מתי תשתכרין הסירי את עינך מאלייך ותען הנה ותאמר לו אדוני אישה קשת רוח אנוכי ויין ושכר לו שתיתי ואשפוך את נפשי לפני אדוני
אל תיתן את אמתך לפני בת בליעל, כי מרוב שיחי לחסי דיברתי עד הנה.
ויענה לי ויאמר לכי לשלום, ואלוהי ישראל ייתן את שאלתך אשר שאלת מאמו. ותאמר תמצא שפחתך חן בעיניך, ותלך האישה לדרכך ותאכל, ופניה לא יכלה עוד. וישכמו בבוקר וישתחוו לפני אדוני, וישובו יבואו אל ביתם הרמתה, וידע אלקנה את חנה אשתו, ויזכרך אדוני, ויחי תקופות הימים, ותהר חנה ותלך בין, ותקרא את שמו שמואל, כי מאדוני שאלתיו.
ויעל האיש אלקנה וכל ביתו לזבוח לאדוני את זבח הימים ואת נדרו, וחנה לו עלתה, כי אמרה לאישה עד יגמל הנהר, והביא אותיו ונראה את פני אדוני, וישב שם עד עולם. ויאמר לה אלקנה אישה, עשי הטוב בעינייך, שבי עד גומלך אותו, אך יקם אדוני את דברו, ותשב האישה ותינק את בנד עד גומלי אותו. ותביאהו עמה כאשר גמלתו בפרים 3 ויפה אחת קמח ונבל יין. ותביאהו בית אדוני שילה, והנער נער.
וישחטו את הפר, ויביאו את הנער אל עלי, ותאמר בי אדוני, חי נפשך אדוני, אני האישה הניצבת עמך בזה, להתפלל אל אדוני. אל הנער הזה התפללתי, וייתן אדוני לי את שאלתי אשר שאלתי מאמו, וגם אנוכי השאלתיהו לאדוני כל הימים אשר היה הוא שאול לאדוני, וישתחוו שם לאדוני.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sor kol haolamim, sadik b'chol adorot, ha'aneman ha'omer ve'oseh, hamdaber u'mkayem, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek, ne'eman atahu Adonai Eloheinu, v'ne'emanim devarecha, v'devarech mibarecha, achol lo yashuv rekam, ki el melech ne'eman v'rachman atah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'aneman b'chol devarav. Rachem al Tzion ki beit chayenu, v'laluva nefesh toshia, b'meira v'yameinu, Baruch atah Adonai. Mesamech Tzion bevanecha. Samcheinu Adonai Eloheinu, b'Eliyahu hanavi avdecha, uv'malchut beit David meshichecha, b'meira yavo ve'agel libeinu, al kiso lo yeshev zar, ve'lo inchalu od acherim et kivodo, כי בשם קודשך נשפט לו, שלא יכפה נרו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן דוד. על התורה ועל העבודה והעמים ועל יום הזיכרון הזה שנתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל, אדוני אלוהינו, אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך. יתברך שמך בפי כוחך תמיד לעולם ועד, ודברך אמת וקיים לעד. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש ישראל ביום הזיכרון.
Amen. Yesher koach. And I'd like to thank Sebastian for being the wonderful member of our congregation that he's been, helped us in so many ways. I don't know if I'm stealing anything you were planning to say, but since he's here, I guess not.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I want to wish you all the best as he becomes a UCLA Bruin.
Thank
Go
you.
Bruins.
Thank you.
So, okay, thank you.
He torn the garments because he's leaving town last week.
Okay, so I'm hoping that you all followed along in English, and so some of these quick references I'll make will have some more meaning for you. So what did our rabbis say we could glean from this passage? Rabbi Chumnu, this comes from the Talmud in Brachot 33a, Masechet. Rabbi Chumnuna said, how many important laws can be learned from these verses relating to Hannah? For example, first, now Hannah, she spoke in her heart. From this we learn that one who prays must direct his heart towards God. Only her lips moved. From this we learned that he who prays must pronounce the words distinctly. It's not sufficient to just think about those words. But her voice could not be heard. From this we learn that it's forbidden to raise one's voice during tefillah. Therefore, Eli thought she had been drunken. From this, we learned that a drunken person is forbidden to say tefillah. And Eli said unto her, how long wilt thou be drunken, etc. Rabbi Eliezer said, from this we learned that one who sees his neighbor doing something unseemly must reprove him. It's very difficult in our society. And Hannah answered and said, no, my lord. Ula, or as some may say, Rabbi Joseph Hanina, she said to him, thou art no lord in this matter, nor does the Holy Spirit rest on thee, that thou suspects me of this thing. Some say, she said to him, thou art no lord, meaning the Shekhinah, the divine presence, and the Holy Spirit is not with you in that you take the harsher and not the more lenient view of my conduct. Do you not know that I am a woman of sorrowful spirit? I have neither drunk neither wine nor strong drink. Eliezer said, from this we learn that one who is suspected wrongly must clear himself. And I would add, we also learn that one is obliged to give the benefit of the doubt. If we think that somebody has engaged in misconduct, unless we know for certain the reason, we're obligated to make excuses or think of some valid reason that they might have acted that way. Then Eli answered and said, go in peace. Rabbi Eliezer said, from this we learn that one who suspects his neighbor of a fault which he has not committed must beg his pardon. Nay, more, he must bless him, as it says, and the God of Israel grant your petition. Hag Sameach.
Shar koach. At this point, I'd like to invite our president, Mr. Henry Cohen, to address you and to share a couple of words.
Rabbi Nico, Rabbi Art, past presidents, board of directors, board of trustees, brotherhood and sisterhood presidents, volunteers, high holiday volunteers, professional staff, musicians and members of the choir, my fellow congregants, our community guests, and friends. I added that to my words because I wanted you to know how many people are involved in this. In this, I think you can tell, this transformation, but year in and year out, day in and day out, these are the people who who make this congregation what it is. And I ask you, I plead with you to get involved. Come with us on this journey. So welcome home. After 50 years of going out for the holy days, we worked out the logistics, and here we are. Beginning with remote parking, new pew chairs, new banquet chairs, an experimental bima improvement for this building, and major improvements for this building, we are together with open doors and a welcoming attitude. Your leadership, rabbinical, professional, and voluntary, has been challenged by the demographics of North Orange County and the millennial attitudes toward organized religion. The latter challenge is not just local. It's worldwide, and it's not limited to the Jewish population. To grow, we must demonstrate our spiritual, intellectual value in an ever-changing world or face obsolescence and irrelevance for the future. Here at TBT, we are meeting those challenges with our attitude, our experiential youth education curriculums, our musical worship services, and our Jewish enrichment programs. We are striving to become a community of Jewish experience. We're not a club. We're not a sporting event. We have no dues. We have no tickets. Open to all who desire to explore their Jewish roots, their Jewish interests, their Jewish heritage, our history, and most importantly, Jewish values. I often talk about my Jewish bookends. My Jewish life takes place between two pillars, the state of Israel and Temple Beth Tikva. And when I say Temple Beth Tikva, I include the United States of America because, the security we diaspora Jews enjoy here in the United States is unparalleled in world history. Most of you know that since retirement, Eileen and I have traveled to many places outside this country. As we experience the lights of Paris and the artwork of St. Petersburg, we are in awe. But scratch the surface of those cities and those countries, and you find Jewish institutions in distress and Jewish emigration plans to Israel on the front burner. I have heard Jerusalemites talk about how French is the language on the street in their neighborhood. I believe that either of our foundational Jewish institutions weaken, Judaism is weakened, and our light unto the nation dims. That's why I've become an unapologetic Zionist and a staunch supporter of our local Jewish community. Don't get me wrong, the spectrum of institutions in between Israel and TBT are important to support as well. But if the bookends don't exist, then we can't keep it together. They give us strength and legitimacy that has escaped us between 70 and 1948 CE. So let me discuss TBT a few moments and to the point of my message and my appeal to you today, so to speak, the ask. Thank you for your annual philanthropic commitments, your tributes, your working at the fireworks stand, and your special donations. Unfortunately, the facts are that there are many of us who cannot afford supporting gifts at our sustaining level. That's the level of average cost per family unit that runs the activities here at TBT. And the costs of being here in this Jewish community when people people's life cycle events require a connection to our people. Nationally, all synagogue educational programs like our ECLC, Chavaya, Ulpan, and Gesher lose money. Our ECLC actually breaks even. Our community at large, especially those of us without children of school age, must make up the difference to allow these wonderful schools to continue to be gateways to Jewish adulthood. For all this and more, we ask for your additional help when the gates are open and we are examining our relationship to mankind and to God. Please consider pledging a supporting gift to TBT this high holy day season. Giving above the sustaining level is one of the highest levels of tzedakah, as defined by Maimonides' 8 levels of charity in the Mishnah Torah, Laws of Charity 10:7 to 14. The 7th level of charity, to give to those without knowing to whom we give and without the recipient knowing from whom it was received. For this is performing mitzvot solely for the sake of heaven. So, this is my friend Eli Simon.
Nina, can you stand here? Thank you. Would you like to say a few words?
I don't know.
Okay. So I've asked Eli to come here, my friend Eli, because he is a representative of what we're talking about. This is why we give when we have no children in ECLC. Because ECLC is so important, a beginning to a Jewish adulthood. And there's actually, I met someone yesterday who is an adult version of Eli, and she came here today, or yesterday. I don't know if she's here today, and she started in the ECLC, and now she's still in our community. So please fill out those forms, and if you would like to consider an additional tax advantage by transferring appreciated securities directly to TBT, as I do, make a note on the card and we'll give you further instruction and help. And I have a note here. We missed the men's club. Thank you last night for providing the ushers for the high holidays. So may this new year be filled with health and happiness for all of you and your families. Thank you very much.
We're going to give you a minute. I'm done. So you can play something in the meanwhile. So, while we are going to give you 2 more minutes or a minute, and we'll get back into the mood of our prayer. There's something particular about the Musaf of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. It's a very important piece of our service. Usually when you're in Shabbat in a congregation that davens Musaf, it's like everybody's in the synagogue by that time because people come late. And then you sing a little bit, but you're rushing to lunch. Today you might be rushing to lunch too. But this Musaf has a very special addition. So we'll get 1 more minute for the envelopes, and then we will move into no Musaf, into the last part of our service. So we will continue. I invite you to keep the envelope for later, or at least to leave behind the conversation or the little whispers. We're getting... No, close there, please. Close there. Close there, please. Close there. Close there. Close there, please. Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated. I understand why people are standing. And you feel it too. It's coming. You may still sit in for 1 more minute. We will open the ark eventually. Part of the sweet price of having congregational participation is that things not always are in the right time. Sometimes a minute before, a second before. So we take that with love and with the joy that brings to have everybody's participation. Netane Tokef is the prayer that we are going to daven soon. Has all the classic images of the high holidays. The image of the judge, and we being judged, and who is by fire and who is by water. But the purpose of that prayer is to let us stand and face the fragility of our life. Not because we believe that tomorrow we are going to go by fire or by water, but because we know that life is a precious gift and we had limited time. So we embrace our fragility and we don't move too fast. We stand in front of our end. We actually picture that. Because soon afterwards, we will ask ourselves what we want to be written in the book of life. The book of life is written by our actions. We hope that our actions represent the awareness that our time is limited and that life is a gift. Please rise as we open the ark for Netane Tokef.
Beikon bechesed kisecha
When the great shofar is sounded, a small, quiet voice can be heard, and the heavenly beings are thrown into fright and seized by a terrible dread. They declare,
Behold, the day of judgment has arrived, when even those in heaven's court are judged. For none can be exempt in justice's eyes. V'chovaye olam yavron lefanecha kivnei maron. Kevakarat ro'edom ma'avir tzolom tachashivto. V'chovaye olam yavron lefanecha kivnei maron. Kevakarat ro'edom ma'avir tzolom tachashivto.
and all who come into the world pass before you like sheep for the shepherd. For just the shepherd numbers the flock, passing the herd by the staff. So do you make us pass by before you, and number and count and determine life one by one of all who have life breath within. You decide for each creature its cycles of life. And you write down its destined decree. Please join me on page 158. For as your name is mercy, so is your mercy praise. You are slow to anger and ready to forgive. You do not seek our death. Rather, we turn from ways and live. Even until the day of our death, you wait for us to take us back the moment we turn to you. Truly, you are our creator, and you know our ways, good and bad, for we are but flesh and blood. Our origin is dust, and to dust is our end. Our sustenance is brought. We are broken earth, withering grass, a fading flower, a passing shadow, a vanishing cloud, a blowing wind, settling dust. But you are the ruler, the God of life, and all that exists. B'ata umelech el chai v'kayam. We continue on page 161 with the great Aleinu. Be seated. Shana Tova again. Oh, wow, you are out of energies. Let's try it again. Shana Tova. Should I help you with your energies? To move your shoulders or your hands a little bit. Let your blood run to your body. You have been sitting for a while. Can you hear me well? Even if I speak this way? So a little bit more volume. It's too far. Where is it? It's here. This thing and I, complex relationship. I say in Facebook, when you see in a complicated relationship, I could write that status about me and the mic. We don't get here, Zach, like this. Okay, like this. Okay, okay. So now you can hear me well. See, I could hear that I wasn't heard so well, but I didn't notice that the mic wasn't there. So I will give you some activity that you can do while I'm sharing some words of Torah with you. I will tell you a couple of stories. You can count in your heart how many stories I'm going to share. I will finish with some recommendations. I will count them for you. But try to see how many stories we are sharing. Let's see if you can follow. And then when you can say Shana Tova at the end, you tell me 3, 2, 5, 7, or whatever number you got. I'm not going to recognize that publicly. So you got what you got. So today, I want to talk about joy as a spiritual practice. Let's start with a story. A man walks into a shoe store, and a friendly sales clerk approaches him. "What can I do for you today, sir?" "I would like a pair of black shoes like the ones in the window." "Certainly, sir. Let's see. You must be a size 41. Am I right?" "No, I'd like a 39, please." "I'm sorry, sir. I have been doing this for 20 years, and I'm fairly certain you must be a 41, perhaps a 40, but certainly no a 39. A 39, please?" "Forgive me, but would you allow me to measure your foot?" "Measure whatever you want, but I want a pair of shoes in size 39. So the salesman pulls out one of those strange contraptions shoe salesmen use to measure feet. You know, those, I don't know if they have a name either. So measures and then proclaims, with lots of satisfaction, "You see, just as I said, a size 41. Tell me, who is going to pay for these shoes? You or me?" "Well, you are." "Correct. So are you going to bring me a 39? And the sales clerk, in a mixture of shock and resignation, goes off to find a size 39 pair of shoes. On his way, he realizes what it must be. The shoes are for other men. He must be buying them for someone else as a gift. "Sir, here you are, size 39, black. Will you hand me a shoehorn?" "Are you going to put them on?" "Of course I am. They are for you, obviously. Will you bring me a shoehorn?" The shoehorn is, in fact, absolutely essential in order for the man to be able to fit his foot into that shoe. After several attempts and ridiculous contortions, the customer manages to stuff his entire foot in the shoe. Grunting and groaning, he walks a few steps on the carpet with increasing pain. "Right, I'll take them. Shall I box them up for you?" "No, thank you. I will wear them out." The customer leaves the shop and walks as best he can the 3 blocks back to his place of work. He's a teller at the bank. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, after having spent more than 6 hours standing in those shoes, his face is contorted. His eyes are red, and tears stream down his broken face. His coworker has been watching him all afternoon, and he's worried about him. "What's the matter? Do you feel sick?" "No, it's these shoes." "What happened to them? Did they get wet?" "No, they are 2 sizes too small for my feet." "Whose are they?" "Mine." "I don't get it. You are saying your feet hurt. They don't just hurt. They are killing me." "I don't understand." Let me explain. He says, following, there is not a lot of gratification in my life. In fact, recently, I have had very few happy moments. And these issues are killing me. I am suffering terribly. It's true. But in a few hours, when I get home and take them off, can you imagine the pleasure I'm going to feel? Such a pleasure, my friend. Such an immense pleasure. For some people, like the man in our story, joy means to be released from pain. How is that related to Judaism? Well, we Jews are practically experts in the practice of grudging, of complaining. But it turns out that in our tradition, joy actually has a central role. In fact, we affirm mitzvah gedolah lichiot besimcha. It is a great commandment to live with joy. Says Arthur Green, imagine a religion that begins with God wants you to be happy. Be aware of anything that threatens to take away your joy. In the end, it will probably take you away from God as well. Simcha, or joy, is the attitude toward life that Judaism seeks to instill. Despite the fact that Jewish history has more than its share of bleak and depressing chapters, the tradition sees itself as a joyous one. עבדו את אדוני בשמחה, בואו לפניו ברננה. Serve God with joy, come before his presence with singing. A few months ago, a congregant approached me and asked, Nico, how do you do to be always so joyful? I must admit that the question surprised me. I didn't know that I am always so joyful, although I actively try to be joyful because it is indeed a very important mitzvah. As Rabbi Nachman says, it is a great mitzvah to be happy all the time and to gear oneself to push away sadness and dark bitterness with all one's strength. So I thought for a second and answered, well, it is a strategy. A few months afterward, during our trip to Israel, somebody asked me again, how do you do? Same question. To be always so joyful. Guess what? It surprised me again. But this time the answer, which was exactly the same, came with more confidence. It is a strategy. In our first story, the man needed to chastise himself using the small shoes in order to achieve joy. His joy, rather than coming from an internal surge, was a side effect of the absence of pain. Being joyful is a spiritual practice and a strategy to live a better life, a life of deeper connection. Let me share with you another story. Two brothers, the famed Rabbi Elimelech of Linsenk and Rabbi Susha of Anipoli, often wandered about together, posing as beggars. They would mingle with the masses, listening, teaching, speaking, helping and guiding whomever and whenever they could. Once, while they were traveling with a group of vagabonds, members of the group were accused of being thieves, resulting in the entire bunch being thrown into jail. Confident of their innocence and eventual release, the two brothers sat quietly. As the afternoon progressed, Rabbi Elimelech stood up to prepare himself to pray the afternoon service, Minche. "What are you doing?" his brother asked. "I am getting ready for Minche," replied Rabbi Elimelech. "The same God who commanded you to pray, commanded you not to pray in a room unfit for prayer." "Dear brother," advised Rabbi Susha, "it is forbidden to pray in this cell because there is a pail that serves as a toilet nearby, making the room unfit for prayer." Dejected, the holy Rabbi Elimelech sat down. Soon after, Rabbi Elimelech began to cry. "Why are you crying?" said Rabbi Susha. "Is it because you are unable to pray?" Rabbi Elimelech answered affirmatively. "But why weep?" continued Rabbi Susha. "Don't you know that the same God who commanded you to pray also commanded you not to pray when the room isn't fit for prayer? By not praying in this room, you have achieved a connection with God. True, it is not the connection that you had thought. Yet, if you truly want the divine connection, you would be happy that God has afforded you the opportunity to obey His law at this time, no matter what it is." "You are right, my brother," exclaimed Rabbi Elimelech, suddenly smiling. The feelings of dejection vanished from his heart and mind. Rabbi Elimelech took his brother's arm and began to dance from joy as a result of performing the mitzvah of not praying in an inappropriate place. The guards heard the commotion and came running. Witnessing the two brothers dancing, the guards asked the other prisoners what had happened. "We have no idea," they answered, mystified. Those two Jews were discussing the pail in the corner when all of a sudden they came to some happy conclusion and began to dance. "Is that right?" sneered the guards. "They are happy because of the pail, are they? We will show them." They promptly removed the pail from the cell. The holy brothers then prayed Mincha without any further problems. In using joy as a strategy to life, we do not disregard what is painful to us. And of course, we don't try to ignore what is bothering us. However, we try to face whatever life is placing in front of us with joy. Are your circumstances going to define you, or are you going to be defined by the way in which you deal with your circumstances? Lihyot besimcha, to live by joy, is to experience life as an opportunity and not as a decree. Taking joy seriously means to embrace our routines with a deep sense of purpose. And this reminds me of yet another story. It is a pious custom to bake special matzahs right on the eve of Passover in order to be engaged fully in the celebration of our freedom. To make matzah properly, you need to use water that has been left standing overnight to ensure its absolute stillness. Once, where water was still brought from the river, an elderly rabbi was seen carrying 2 heavy buckets full of water. For this purpose, tied a yoke around his neck. A neighbor riding by in a horse-drawn cart saw him and said, "Come here, Rabbi. Put your buckets in my wagon, and I will give you a ride." The rabbi looked up smiling and said, "I have the joy of doing this mitzvah only once a year. And you want me to give it away to a horse?" In this last story, the rabbi chose to make the burden itself a source of joy. When the ancient Israelites wandered through the wilderness for 40 years, a certain group of Levites were given the privilege of carrying the Holy Ark. How heavy it must have been, somebody commented, with those massive stone tablets inside it. "No," a Levite answered. "The ark carried those of us who bore it." The same is true of any mitzvah carried out with joy. It elevates and carries us as we do it. The joy of the mitzvah, embracing life with a sense of purpose and with motivation, is the first key in order to convert joy into a spiritual practice. I'd like to conclude this sermon sharing some ideas that can help us in this endeavor of practicing joy. Number 1, bring silence into your life. Try to turn down the volume on all the noise in your life. Rediscover the amazing fact that silence and stillness exist. Allow yourself to be still. Number 2, clean up. If there is anything you are procrastinating, and something right now you have something in mind, right? So keep it for a second. Anything you can easily fix, anyone who is dragging you down, pay attention. Don't wait or settle for good enough. Make the time, figure out a solution, and clean it up. You are creating the space for joy. Number 3, practice forgiveness. If a grudge is interfering with your joy of life, then it requires your attention. Don't live in self-righteousness or regret. If you feel wronged by someone or you hurt another, deal with it. Don't let it fester. Make a lifestyle of living free from hurt and grudges. You will feel strong, clear, and empowered. Number 4, give more. We live in a state of lack, thinking that life can begin if only we get what we think we need. Instead of living in lack, contemplate generosity. Give to others what you want or need. You can offer, we'll say that again. Give to others what you want or need. You can offer attention, interest, and caring. Your sense of lack will be transformed into fullness. The more you distribute, the more you have to give. We all suffer, don't get me wrong. Suffering is a part of our being humans. However, those who are completely focused on their own suffering find themselves farther and farther from any possible consolation. The question, therefore, is if we are capable of lifting our eyes. Joy doesn't come out of self-punishment. Joy comes from the understanding that this life is precious, and every day on earth is an opportunity. It comes from that moment in which you recognize your impediments, but realize your possibilities. Like the two rabbis that ended up dancing in jail. There are many things in our lives over which we have very little control. We don't know what circumstances will be presented to us in the year to come. However, we know that we can choose whether we are going to walk through with our heads down, or we are rather going to lift our eyes and walk with joy. May this be a joyful year for you. Shana Tova Umetuka. May you have a wonderful and sweet new year. We are going to continue our service by calling our shofar blowers. And I invite you, while you are listening to the shofar, to wonder over the Yeka question, over the where are you question, and to try to think about where are you this year, and to try to think where is your neshama, where is your soul, and to try to recognize what is the pail in the middle of your room, and to find maybe the courage to try to dance. We are on page 163. Please rise. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו מצוותיו וציוונו לשמוע קול שופר. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה, לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה, לזמן הזה. Today, the universe is born. Today is pregnant with possibilities. Zichronot, God remember us. We focus in this tekiot, in these blowings of the shofar, in our memory. We're on page 166.
Tekiah, Shevarim Teruah, Tekiah, Tekiah, Shevarim, Tekiah, Tekiah, Teruah, Tekiah.
היום ארת העולם, היום יעמוד במשפט כל יצורי עולמים. Today the universe is born, today is pregnant with new possibilities.
הרשת שפתנו
הרשת שפתנו ילם לפניך, אל הניסה. A great shofar sounded as we received Torah at Sinai, and a great shofar will sound again when the work of healing creation, which is our task as servants of the One, is complete. On page 168, Baruch atah Adonai, shomea kol truah, amo Israel, berachamim, blessed are you Adonai, who hears our shofar, calls with mercy.
Tekiah, Shevarim Teruah, Tekiah, Tekiah, Shevarim, Tekiah, Tekiah, Teruah, Tekiah Gedolah.
Today, the universe is born. Today is pregnant with new possibilities. הרשת שפתנו ירב לפניך, אל הניסה. הרשת שפתנו ירב לפניך, אל הניסה. Please remain standing as we return the Torah to the ark. עץ חיים מלמה חסיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר. עץ חיים מלמה חסיקים בה תומכיה מאושר. השיבנו אדוני ונשובה, חדש ימינו כקדם. We're going to do Aleinu Leshaveach, and then we are going to do the blessings for our country. Aleinu
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גנועה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו As we close the ark, you may be seated. We're on page 174.
O God and God of our ancestors, receive our prayer for this land which we love. Pour out your blessing on this nation and its government. Give those who serve our country appreciation for the Torah's principles of justice and peace.
Help them to see your face in every constituent.
Cultivate in them and in us awareness that we are all one family, obligated to care for each other with compassion.
Banish hatred from our hearts and from the hearts of our elected officials. Help us to make this country a light unto the nations.
May it be your will, our God and God of our generations, that this nation be a blessing to all who dwell on earth.
Help us to enact the words of your prophet. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And let us say,
Amen. We're on page 175 for the blessing, for the prayer for the state of Israel.
Sovereign of the universe, accept in loving kindness and with favor our prayers for the state of Israel, her government, and all who dwell within her boundaries and under her authority. Reopen our eyes and our hearts to the wonder of Israel and strengthen our faith in your power to work redemption in every human soul. Grant us also the fortitude to keep ever before us those ideals to which Israel has dedicated herself in her Declaration of Independence, so that we may be true partners with the people of Israel in working towards her as yet not fully fulfilled vision. Grant those entrusted with guiding Israel's destiny the courage, wisdom, and strength to do your will. Guide them in the paths of peace and give them the insight to see your image in every human being. Be with those charged with Israel's safety and defend them from all harm. May have the strength to protect their country and the spiritual fortitude never to abuse the power placed in their hands. Spread your blessings over the land. May justice and human rights abound for all her inhabitants. Guide them to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. And may justice well up like water, righteousness like a mighty stream. Implant tolerance and mutual respect in every heart, and may all realize that we were not brought into this world for conflict and discussion, nor for hatred, jealousy, harassment, or bloodshed. Rather, we were brought into this world in order to recognize you. May you be blessed forever. Spread over Israel and all the world your shelter of peace.
Amen. This point of our service, before we we land, before we reconnect to the outside world, we recognize what we are missing. We recognize souls that are dear to us and then don't have the privilege, or we don't have the privilege of having their physical presence with us in this moment. We also remember members of our congregation that have a yahrzeit this week.
Every person has a name given by God, given by her parents. Every person has a name given by his appearance, given by her clothes. Every person has a name given by the mountains and given by his walls. Every person has a name given by the stars, given by her neighbors. Every person has a name given by his sins, given by her yearning. Every person has a name given by his enemies, given by her love. Every person has a name given by his holidays, given by her toil. Every person has a name given by the seasons, given by his blindness. Every person has a name given by the sea, given by her death. The yahrzeit for this week: Edith Fine, Albert Hacklerode, Goldie Hirsch, Denise Powell, Mildred Vaccarino, Saul Epstein, Helene Harrison, Gonzalo Iglesias, Meyer Joseph, Renee Alper, Herman Brass, Sidney Chapman, Rosalind Katz, S.D. Knight, Naomi Cohn, Harriet Frankel, Gloria Hyman, Fern Knaus, Kurt Schloss, Sam Silverstein, Alice Talshoff, Gertrude Hanna, Edward Lickman, Eric Uselin, Golda Portnoy, Elaine Sanders, Jean Shane, Ray Shapiro, Clara Fastovsky, and Melvin Thal. And at the Shloshim, the first 30 days, Sid Jacobs, Maria Zelda Walker, Callie Katz, and Honey Weinstein.
Morning, please rise. If you have a yahrzeit this week, please rise. Now you can support our fellows by standing or sitting, but joining us with your intentions and your hearts for Mourner's Kaddish on page 180. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחיי חום וביום חום, וחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב, באמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה לעילה ולעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, להמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יש לומר רבה מן שמיה, בחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. May their memories be for a blessing. Zichronam lebracha. You may be seated. We did it. We finished the morning of the service of Rosh Hashanah. My microphone is not working, right? I just was waiting for this moment in which I do this. I'm glad to use it. Well, that's fine. Don't worry. You're doing so well. Don't worry. They work so hard. Our people in the sound work so hard so hard. I need more volume, like more volume. Like
So hard.
so hard. Can you hear me? No. the idea of having high holidays here had lots of challenges, and one of them was the sound. So many people have worked in order to make it possible, and the president have thanked everybody, and the executive vice president have thanked everybody yesterday. And if you were here yesterday, when I came up to the bima and I was looking at Laura, I said, I want to, and I was missing a word. You remember that? Say yes.
Yes.
And then I say address, and I said, no, it's not address. So I went home, and I went to sleep, and I opened my eyes. Suddenly I say, endorse. I want to endorse. So I want to endorse what our president has said, and our executive vice president said yesterday. We have tons of wonderful people leading the endeavor of being a greater community, a wonderful community, and an open house for everybody, and the Center for Jewish Life in North Orange County. So Sergio, for your partnership, to all of you, in religious practices, facilities, and our staff, and operations, and our sound people, our musicians, and Gabby, and Sarah.
I'm not a musician, I'm Gabby.
So it's wonderful to feel community by the action of your partners. When you feel the work of those that are with you, it means the world. So come, be present, share with us. We are going to conclude our greetings, check. And I need to say something else. Thank you, David. I saw you moving and said, there's a reason for that. Why is he moving? It probably has something to do with me forgetting something. I do that very often. So, David, we need to work in how you write things to me, because I look at this, guys.
Do you need my help?
Infinity, no, that's done.
The way to infinity.
We remind them about, okay, get it. The Trader Joe's bags. So please take a Trader Joe's bag and make sure that you fill it with wonderful things for Yom Kippur. Not because we eat in Yom Kippur, but because we want to do tzedakah together as a community. So please help, please bring your share and help us. We are going to conclude our service with Adon Olam on page 290, and we have here the custom of rising for our final song. So if you feel comfortable rising on your legs, you can rise on your legs. Otherwise, you can rise in your spirit. Shalom. Shana Tova U'Metzuka.